What is up, Nintendo Land? E3 is finally underway and Nintendo's Spotlight presentation has been revealed. Today we're bringing you another special episode wrapping up day one. And of course, we got a special episode, so we got some special guests with us. Cooper and Max, welcome to the show.
Hello,
Hello.
thank you.
All right, so we've all seen Spotlight. What do you guys think? Did Nintendo deliver today?
That's debatable. Depends on what you were looking for, right? Um, my personal opinion, outside of the fact that, I'm expecting an F-Zero at some point in the next decade and it still hasn't been announced. I think it was very good. They hit all of their major IPs. We've got a new Yoshi, a new Kirby. We've seen footage from already announced games. I'm sure everyone's excited for Mario Odyssey. So that's like their big holiday heavy hitter. But aside from that, I was actually hoping for some smaller eShop releases. You know how they do that? Like, you can hop online now and download it and play it right away. We didn't get any of that this year. The presentation felt just a little bit too short.
Yeah.
And hopefully there will be more announcements later this week. But for all the hype, I feel like some directs actually have more information and like more announcements than what we got today. But I'm sure Switch owners are happy.
Yeah, I felt like it started off strong too. Like they were showing the games that everybody wants, even if they're not like released this year. But I also think it was too short. I was actually not disappointed and kind of excited at the beginning of it, and then it kind of ended too short, and I didn't hear everything that I wanted to hear released. So
it ended very suddenly. I noticed. Just
yeah,
here's the credits. Bye. Thanks, guys. I mean, not even that much. It just ended.
Kind of wasn't a presentation. It was kind of like, here's some stuff. Bye.
And I think it was like an introduction, kind of to the E3 almost.
Yeah, and then the TreeHouse is more of their focus, but it'd be nice if they had like a longer presentation.
What do you guys feel about Reggie and his little philosophical speech he gave, which made no sense to me personally? But
no comment.
There's a definite demographic they're going after somewhere. I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah.
It sounded like he was saying something that had been translated poorly from Japanese.
Yeah,
exactly
he's an interesting guy because he wears a lot of different hats. Like that was definitely his actor, like inspirational figure hat, and then like he's real good on live stuff when like people are grilling him. Like I don't know if any of you guys saw his Pro Jared interview from when the Switch was first coming out, and like he threw him a few like maybe not hard balls, but kind of middle balls. And he's a dancer. He's real good, but this was definitely his serious like actor. I'm so deep. Nintendo is so hip.
One thing I was surprised about was where was Koizumi during this? I thought he was the new face man.
He's doing a Q&A session tomorrow on Reddit, I believe. And he was on the show floor. I know of two people who are at E3 said they bumped into him randomly. But yeah, I was curious about that too, to be honest.
Yeah, I wonder if if he didn't ask me anything on Reddit, the first question would probably be like, "Who are you and where did you come from?"
Yeah, okay.
Then he'd be like, "Well, I just worked on, small games here and there, like Majora's Mask, Mario 64. I mean, I'm sure no one's played any of those, right?"
Well, if they didn't the first time, they did the second time.
I just want to ask a super quick off-topic question. Did you guys know The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past was on the 3DS?
Yeah, it's on Super Nintendo. It's for the new 3DS. Yeah.
That is news to me, so I just wanted to check that. We could talk about games on sale later. I was just like, what the hell is this? So.
Well, that's part of it. Yeah, I thought the presentation was okay. It's never gonna match up to what you want it to be, and I love Metroid. I'm glad they announced 2 Metroid games. I'm not particularly super into the Prime games, and the way that they introduced the Prime, like with just basically showing like a QuickTime movie of a logo.
Yeah, that was real quick.
it could be like I said, it could be 2020 or 2021 because we don't have even coming blow. They just literally it's in development. That means we've started last week, as far as I'm concerned.
I'd
How
almost
many,
rather them not show that stuff. Save it
yeah,
for
how
two
many
E3s from
years?
now.
How many years did we saw actual playable footage from Zelda, and then how many years was it until Breath of the Wild actually was
Yeah.
Wasn't it like
released?
About
2?
3.
Oh,
Well, when the
3.
Wii U
Yeah.
when
We
Wii U
had a
was getting ready
teaser
to launch,
first, yeah.
they showed like a teaser for a game that was never made. Like when the Wii U very first was shown, they had like a little trailer
Yeah.
kind of for a Zelda game that never really came to fruition.
Oh yeah, and it wasn't even a trailer for a Zelda game. From what I understand, it was a cinematic created completely for that ad that had nothing to do
Yeah.
with anything. Yeah.
But it was okay. I'm kind of excited for the 3DS one that wasn't part of the showcase, but I guess over the next few days maybe they'll announce a couple more games, or at least I hope so.
We
Yeah,
definitely.
anything 3DS I'm down for.
So, what did you guys think about showing off? Well, we got 2 3DS games today in TreeHouse. Is that a good move for Nintendo? Will
Just
anybody ever
premiering games
notice
that way?
Yeah, they introduced Samus Returns and
Well, that's the
Superstar
weird thing
Saga.
about that is these all had to be in development for a while. So
Yeah. Well, I
that
was thinking
means
about that because they did that takedown notice for the guy who made the Metroid,
the
another
fan.
Metroid 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then at least this, I mean, they would have done it anyway, but at least this kind of legitimizes that a little bit. Like, hey, we were working on that.
Yeah, but it's still kind of odd that, hey, we've got a major marquee title in the works for the system that, for all intents and purposes, we treated as, riding off into the sunset until Pokemon blew up, and now we decided we're going to hang on to it a little while longer. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It's weird mixed messages from them, but I guess this does play into what they've been insisting that no, we're really not getting rid of the 3DS anytime soon. I guess they aren't.
Yeah. Well, the Wii U is the first system I can remember them actually saying, like, yeah, this is seriously done. It's over. Like, usually they say, hey, the Switch is not going to be a replacement for the Wii U. It's going to work alongside them. But this time they were very clear, like, the Wii U is dead. And here's this thing. I think the 3DS comes in handy in case they don't have big sellers on Switch, or in case it was a failure. They've at least got something to keep it alive for another year if they had to kick it into high gear again.
I feel like they could have talked about both systems with excitement on the presentation. Like they could have thrown in some of the titles they announced in the Treehouse that were not announced in the presentation.
It's
Yeah.
probably more important for them to get the Switch message out right now because I don't know why, because everybody knows
Probably.
about the Switch.
Yeah, I'd like to see all the game. I mean, it doesn't have to be 3DS mostly, but add them in at the end or in the middle somewhere and end strong with the Switch or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Want to
I
hear
much
Cooper? Sorry, I wanted to see what Cooper was up to.
I'm here. I'm just listening. As far as like the E3, I didn't see too much of the Treehouse, a little bit of the Treehouse stuff, but I thought it was a decent E3 for them. All things considered. As far as like Reggie's philosophical, meandering, that's pretty much everything. I mean, if you actually listen to Sony, Microsoft, everybody, they start going on about what gaming is, and I'm like, I don't care. I know what it is. If at this point you need somebody to tell you what gaming is, you probably need to do a hobby. So I don't know. I just ignore that kind of stuff. It's fine. They want to use that as an intro to what they're actually going to do. I would personally rather they just get into the gaming. I'd wish all these people would stop with a lot of the blah blah blah. This is what this means to us kind of stuff. And for God's sake, stop having YouTubers introduce stuff for you, because that's just terrible.
Just make it about the gamers and quit telling us how to game.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
But as far as like the actual gaming stuff, I was actually pretty excited to see the Metroid stuff. Obviously, not so much the Prime because they didn't show anything of that other than we are going to do this someday.
Here's
Like
a
you
title
said.
screen.
Yeah. The remake of what is it? Metroid 2, I think it is that they remade.
Yep.
That looked really good. I liked that. It looked like a real improvement over the other game. It was a complete reimagining of the game, and I'd actually enjoyed playing that, I think. So I was surprised by that.
Yeah,
The
that
most
was my
well-liked
winner for the
title.
show.
The most well-liked title of this E3 was a 3DS title.
No, that makes sense for them
Just
because
gonna note that
3DS
down.
really does keep them going. I don't. That's why I never thought that they were going to get rid of it.
mean,
Personally,
I still want to Switch and stuff, but for the past
Right.
few years, 3DS has been my main. I have so many games on it; it's disgusting.
right. So we'll see what the Switch does with it because the Switch could actually, is actually a portable thing now. Not as much as the 3DS, but it's at least something that can be portable. So we'll see if it actually, knocks the 3DS out of the top slot for them. So
We see.
They just need Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
that would go a long way. I was kind of hoping they would show something about. I didn't expect them to say it's coming, the end of this year or anything like that. But I was kind of hoping to see, if they're going to show something about Metroid Prime 4, even as a logo, I would have expected at least that much from Animal Crossing. I expect that to come out before Metroid Prime 4. So,
But you know what? We still got 2 more days. What if they ended third day with that? Because it's
No, I
not over
think
till it's over.
that's something they would save for a major announcement or a direct or something. It would be like the key title for something in the future, probably.
Maybe they'll do like a sort of Easter egg thing where it'll be like some other title and they'll like randomly have an Animal Crossing villager in there.
Like Frog Fractions too.
I don't know about that.
I was sure with a mobile app coming this year that Animal Crossing was going to be there. So I don't know. It does look doubtful at this point.
Yeah.
And they didn't talk about mobile really, or haven't really yet.
No,
I know
they
that's
did
a
not.
thing,
Nothing.
which is
Didn't mention
refreshing.
anything.
It is. Yeah, I agree. Max, what were your thoughts?
I was really hoping for at least a mention of Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Let us know that they're still interested in it, besides the mobile version they're supposedly working on.
What do you think of Splatoon 2, Max?
Oh yeah.
It looks good. I'm looking forward to it.
Is there a key title that's going to get you to break the piggy bank for the Switch?
Boy, I don't know. Honestly, probably a Skyrim.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah. I mean, I've already played it twice, but third time's the charm, right?
You think
Portable
you
Skyrim.
think it'd be fun? Oh, because it's portable. Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
I can sit and play it while someone's watching TV and not bother them.
See, Nintendo finally figured out how to resell somebody else's games.
Yeah, no kidding.
That actually
The
is
Holy
something
Grail.
is something I like about the home console that they did with the Wii U is that if I'm playing Mario Kart and Joe's like, I want to watch Green Arrow, then I can like disconnect it from the TV and play with you guys still. So.
I played Pikmin 3 almost exclusively on the gamepad because I loved the tap control.
I didn't really think about how much I actually used it. I mean, it's not like I used it mobile where I take it out of my house, but I did use it. So.
And also, no Pikmin this year.
No,
So far.
Pikmin
Yeah,
4 is taking longer to get to us than Pikmin 3. Well, no, actually, Pikmin 3 was released like 2-3 years ago. And it's been, I don't know how many years it was between the second and third title. But anyway, they were saying that Pikmin 4 was almost done like a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think somebody should probably ask Reggie at some point this year, like just corner him and be like, hey, how's progress on Pikmin 4?
What's Pikmin?
He'd have to at least fess up that Miyamoto had mentioned it, so that it
Yeah.
kind of traps
No,
him.
we're still working on it. You know.
We're in fact
Stay
finding
tuned.
one. Yeah.
Well, we'll probably have some more exciting directs than there were
Yeah.
for compared to the Spotlight.
They'll say we're
My-
adding a brand new mechanic that's going to change the way you play.
Well, my guess is that they've got a loaded schedule. And they're probably, I mean, maybe Pikmin 4 has been finished for a while, or they finished it recently. And, you know, we've got something major being released every month from now until the end of the year, either on 3DS or Switch. And rather than have sales, you know, cannibalize each other, whatever, they're just going to wait until early next year to have something to fill in the gap there between, you know, December holiday and next E3.
Yeah, I thought Animal Crossing was like a shoe-in for like a February or something like that.
That is what he said in an interview, though. They interviewed him about why do you have no lineup for your Switch? Like, why do you have a list of games already available? And they said basically what T just said. They want to spread it out.
Yeah, they say that, but there are
remove
some
this.
pretty big gaps. You would hope eventually that all these droughts will add up to just a flood. But
Everyone
I don't know.
beat Zelda kind of quick, so there is a little bit of a blah right now with the Switch.
Kind
Well,
of,
we've got
but it
ARMS
also
coming out in like 3 days, right?
Yeah.
What?
yeah.
ARMS.
Three-
I was just gonna.
Sorry, go ahead, Mo.
Oh, I was just saying that, like, 'cause everybody sort of beat Zelda quick, but they beat it in like a week or two. But they still put in like 60 or 70 hours, so they were just playing that game way more than they were playing any other games.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, plus
it's
they're
still
coming out with DLC of it now, right?
yeah, so that'll add a little bit of life.
Yeah.
I'll go back in probably.
Yeah, definitely.
I will open up my Switch version someday.
Is DLC going to be on Wii U as well?
Huh.
Yes, the option was there in the menu.
Oh, that's
I
right.
haven't yet bought it, but I will eventually.
You've got 15 days or whatever it is.
I have to say, it looked pretty nice. I've kind of been on the fence, or more so leaning to not picking it up. But, you know, seeing the preview, it looked better than I was expecting. Even though we'd previously been told what it entails, still seeing it was, I guess, believing.
Jet,
Yeah.
I know you were excited about Fire Emblem Warriors.
Yeah, it looked okay. There were some things about it that, I don't know, it's kind of odd because they're trying to go for the Warriors feel and still keep Fire Emblem, and I kind of think maybe they're missing both in some points. Still, I plan to pick it up, and I think I'll enjoy it. There were some nice nods in there to Fire Emblem.
Yeah, it didn't look. I mean, it looked fun. It's just kind of like Dynasty Warriors, Hyrule Warriors. Just
With the Fire Emblem coding, I guess.
yes.
One thing I did
It is
notice,
nice that they're not just reskins, though. You know, they actually seem to take on some elements of the games they represent.
Hmm.
True. What, Jay?
one thing I did notice was during the, I guess, reveal for it or whatever, they put up, I think, fall 2017, and another place they put autumn 2017. But yet on their site, it is listed as holiday 2017.
Maybe Halloween is a holiday.
I'm not
Yeah, I
sure.
mean, Mario Odyssey. I can't remember what they said. I know it's October, but they called that holiday as well. So I think they just consider the fourth quarter, or I guess that's their third quarter, or is it their? Yeah, I don't know.
Huh. I mean, I guess
Uh,
you guess you consider it like
March,
early
April.
Christmas shopping,
Yeah,
maybe.
August.
But holidays to me always means like November, December. But it's whatever.
well, now they can be short all Christmas and then talk about how it's just such a hot seller that they can't keep them on the shelves.
That is a really good idea for them.
Is Mario Odyssey the only game that got a firm release date?
No.
Month and day?
Metroid for 3DS is September 21st, something like that.
And the Rabbids game too is out in August, late
Okay.
August, I believe.
I've purposely tried to forget about that game.
Hey, I will buy it. It looks good.
A friend told me about that game, and I just couldn't get into it.
Well, I don't care so much about the Rabbids, as I do the gameplay. It looks smooth. They put a lot of work in the camera, the animations, and stuff like that. And sometimes that's all it takes for me to be sold on a game.
And
Maybe
they've
I
got
should
weird
just try it.
figures.
Maybe I should just try it solely for the gameplay and ignore the figures. Might be fun.
It is weird to me that they're like complete amiibo-looking figures, but they're not amiibo.
Oh yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
But this is also from the same company that just announced Just Dance is coming to the Wii, not the Wii U, the Wii. It is the only Wii game that is being produced this year.
Yeah, Ubisoft is special, but you know, they made Rayman Legends and Origins, so they've got a couple teams there that I pity,
People-
kind of.
Yeah, people seem to
I
like
like
that
them, though.
Assassin's Creed though.
It's good. Or at least what I played of Black Flag was really good.
The only one I've played was Breath of the Wild.
Ha ha ha.
I watched the movie. It was terrible. I don't think that counts as playing the game, though.
No, I wouldn't even go.
Let me guess, it was broken for the first half.
One thing
Not
I did
seriously,
like.
folks.
One thing I did like about the developers, they really were very excited about bringing this game to Nintendo. They talked about meeting Miyamoto for the first time and how they were, fans and they were excited about it. So, that was a very big
Yeah.
positive aspect for me.
From what I understand, in Europe, like Rabbids is a thing. Like people go crazy in France for Rabbids, and it just hasn't really caught fire here. But I think to them, that's like one of their keystone titles.
Hmm.
That's news to me.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that.
From what I understand, you can go to Europe and they've got like the bubble machines that you put the quarter in, and there's just Rabbids in them. Like people love
Wow.
the Rabbids. There's probably Rabbid stores like the Sanrio store. But
So, how about those amiibos? I saw the bunny-looking Peach. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah, what's with the wedding amiibos?
yeah,
Got a little three-way going on, like Bowser and. I mean, one of those guys better be the best man, or something's wrong here.
I was thinking Bowser might be the priest, and then he'll run off with the bride, calling prima nocta.
Well, I thought it was kind of odd that they had, I don't know who it was that was basically gushing over how they looked. And I was like, well, okay, is this actually what we're going to get in the stores this time? Because if you remember, when they first had Amiibo coming out, they looked beautiful. Everybody was, excited about them. And then we got something in the stores that was not quite, up to the same quality. Now I'm seeing these,
Yeah.
beautiful little statues, and I'm thinking, I don't think that's what we're going to get, guys. I mean, it'd be great if it is.
I think
I
they
just-
look okay. Most of them turn out all right. I mean, there's some weird. They're not
Oh, yeah.
perfect, but
No,
but
they
yeah,
look good, but they aren't as good as what we were first shown.
as the sculpt, yeah.
Right, exactly.
I really want that Metroid one. It's like a Metroid
Me
on a
too.
broken
Yeah.
capsule. It's
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah, that one looked really cool.
It's supposedly squishy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I've got two other Metroids. They did a Jack Specific, I think, did a big Metroid, and then they did a little Metroid for their World of Nintendo line. So I've got both of those still in the boxes to adore.
Well, you can't squish them though.
I have one, but I also have one out of the box. Da-na-na. Yeah. Yeah, I love them. I love everything Metroid. I don't know why it took them this long to make Metroid toys.
Yeah.
Did you get the Figma? Either of them?
No,
any of them?
I'm not-
I think there's more.
I'm
than
not rich.
two.
Yeah.
They're not that expensive. You can find them for like the same price as what do you call the little ones? The Nendos? Nendroids?
Nendroids?
Oh, yeah,
I
Nindroids.
thought those were
yeah.
more expensive
Yeah.
than
Well,
Figma.
I mean, there was like a surplus of Samus ones a while back, and I think I got mine for something like $35 off Amazon. But I mean, it's my favorite figure. If you can find it around that price and you have the cash to spare, I say definitely go for it. It's like a gorgeous little model.
And we
But-
randomly,
I'm pulling it up right now just because I want to see it.
Very posable and stuff too. I'm looking at it
And
now.
shiny, probably.
Oh, this is the other M version. You probably don't want that, but they're coming out with the
No.
Prime variation soon.
I'll wait for Federation Force.
It's $96 right now, but it looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, they've
They
been
got
doing
the
good. There
one
was also
without the suit is 45 on sale from 73. Zero
they
suit.
also neither of you have mentioned there's Fire Emblem amiibo coming.
That's right. I'm so psyched about that.
Let me
Yes.
go see if my husband's one of the amiibos.
It's
Crom?
Prom and Tiki.
Yeah, young Tiki.
I like Tiki. Yeah, I forgot they
Well-
announced that.
But why young Tiki?
I don't know. That was a
Yeah.
very poor decision on their part.
And of course, the Breath of the Wild champion
Oh no, that looks
amiibos.
bad. I just saw it. Oh no. Yeah, young Tiki is not. No.
Now she's the she looks like she's 8, but she's actually over 1,000 years old.
Yeah, I have her on my app, and she does not look like that. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Well, they have two versions of Tiki: the old one and the young one.
Let me see what I got going on here.
And if I'm not mistaken, the older Tiki was what was in Awakening, which is where Crom comes from.
Probably. It's been a while. I do know she was in there, but I don't remember if the young version showed up or not.
It was all over my head. I was surprised to find out there were different people in different games. Smash had me thinking Marth was like the main guy and everything.
Marty.
As Mo was mentioning, we got some new Breath of the Wild amiibo, which look crazy good. At least to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
Did they
Yeah, I
mention
just-
what we get from them or not?
Not yet. They said it would be compatible with the DLC. God, I hope it's something more imaginative than like a treasure chest, but I have a feeling that's what it'll be. But maybe, who knows, you might get armor or something cool, I would hope. I feel like it's got to be hard to sell amiibo these days now that the craze has kind of subsided. I would have just as much loved them to say we're reissuing the original Breath of the Wild amiibo,
Yes.
but maybe that goes hand in hand.
Maybe once the DLC is released. Well, that's later this month. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll have to check. There's a
Mhm.
website where you can see the production of amiibos, so
Oh,
you
yeah,
can tell when. So what you can tell when they start a new run of an old one.
Uh-huh.
So
Oh.
if you're a real amiibo nerd,
Well, none of us are, so.
James is. Maybe next time if he gets on a podcast, he can tell you his obsessive collection. He has a bunch
I've
of
definitely got
unopened
less
ones.
than 30.
I think I have less than 32.
I've got more than I care to admit to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same boat. I've
Yep.
got probably like 14 just sitting on my desk right now. Ugh.
I actually just
Mine-
counted 20 in the room, and I know that there's more that I can't see from here.
I got mine stashed away in 3 different places, so.
Oh, we also got Goomba and Koopa Troopa amiibo.
Those both looked really cute.
Yeah. Where's Bullet Bill?
Yes.
Bullet Bill gets
Like,
no love.
That would be completely ripe for one of their little plastic stands. Also, I would like to see Torpedo Ted. That was a joke.
You'll have to ask Koizumi.
Yeah, I actually wouldn't mind like a Torpedo Ted tattoo. That'd be pretty BA. So, did everybody think E3 lived up to what they were hoping? Like, how would you rate it? Give it a 5-star rating.
Between sucked and what I don't know. I guess it was about what I expected, but slightly better. I don't know, like what, 3.5, 4? I can't even.
I should have known better. I set my expectations a little bit higher, and they tricked me once when they
Yeah.
when they showed Rocket League in the video, they had the car drive across the screen, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, is it Dare I Hope? And it wasn't. Biggest disappointment right there. But I probably will pick up Rocket League.
Yeah, I don't understand how that one wasn't available like right after this. They used to do that. This will be available right after the presentation. Like, it
Yeah.
seems like Rocket League wouldn't be that hard to get going.
Yeah, who knows?
I think that was Nintendo's obligation to have a cross-platform game. I noticed they kept it at the end, cross-platform play coming. But, let's talk about Mario instead.
Yeah, well, they've got multiple games now though that are cross-platform, so that's like a cool little thing that Nintendo's arrived at a certain point finally. Hey, congratulations, guys! You're up to 2005 or whatever it is.
Making progress.
That's right. A few more years. Might be
Yeah,
close.
Mario to me looked like it was an amalgamation of every franchise that they have. Like, it seemed like there was a little bit of Zelda in there. There was a lot of the older Mario, maybe some Kirby stuff. I don't know. It seemed like they were using a lot of different mechanics from a lot of different games and just put them all into one.
A lot of people are really excited about it, is what I'm seeing on Twitter, but I have an issue when you mix up animated graphics with realistic looking graphics. It just bugs me. I don't know. It's gonna bug me the whole time. I don't know if I can play it.
I'm okay if they go to all these other Nintendo properties and bring them in, but do it right, like New Donk City, but where's Donkey Kong? Or,
Keep it consistent.
right. But I'm with you,
Make-
Helena.
Yeah,
The
make
real-
new titles instead of like ruining old titles with too many changes. Like, I would like to see
Gotta
them make
keep it
something
fresh.
completely new. Yeah, no. Fresh with fresh new titles, but not fresh with let's make Mario all of a sudden in your kitchen cooking eggs, and now he's in the pyramids of Egypt.
Does Kirby appeal to anyone? Like, I keep seeing these Kirby games and they all look like they're kind of a continuation of the 3DS Kirby. And
I'm kind of lukewarm on them. Like,
Yeah,
I'll
I
play
think
the
it's-
games,
I think it's
but
cute.
they're not. Yeah, it's cute. Like, Epic Yarn was great. It was something different. It was probably my favorite Kirby game, and it wasn't even like a real Kirby game. But
yeah,
Kirby
no, I love that
itself-
game.
Yeah, but the standard Kirby's are okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
I've never
just
been able to
okay.
get into them, so I know they have fans. I don't know if there's anyone who's just like, that's my dog.
It's like comfort food.
I've really enjoyed Kirby in the past. I've had several of the games, but recently in the last few games that he's come out with, I haven't really gotten into. I don't even think I bought the last couple. And I'll to be honest, this one looks okay, but I don't care about it at all. And to be honest, I don't really care about Yoshi either. This Yoshi, it looks cute, but I'm getting tired of seeing like the arts and craftsy kind of take on one of their normal characters and that kind of stuff. It just seems like it's been done. You know what I mean?
The
Mhm.
only Yoshi game that I've ever beat and liked is the one on N64.
It was a good game. Yoshi's
You can
Story.
unlock the black Yoshi. I love that. That game was awesome.
It was short, but it had some good ideas.
I don't like the jump from like the foreground to background kind of thing. I think that would give me a headache after playing that for a little while. I didn't even like watching the trailer. It just
Yeah, they picked that mechanic up on the 3DS once they were like, let's start adding depth of field stuff, and then we're like, it works 2D as well. But there was no indie reel this year, did you know? Or not yet?
Yeah, I noticed.
I thought I heard a bunch of indie devs were really taking to the Switch. Not really seeing that.
Well, a bunch of their old friends didn't get a chance to port any of their old games onto the Switch because Nintendo just suddenly didn't feel like they wanted them on their system.
Way to
They
burn
wanted
bridges.
Yeah.
I think they even went so far as to say we want games that will sell a console or something along that nature.
So
Yeah.
Minecraft and Minecraft only. Why even consider anything else at this point? If that's what you're going for.
I will point out again, as I did I think last night, Stardew Valley not mentioned.
I don't think they're gonna do it. I think that's gonna stay on Steam.
No, it's coming. It's been announced. I think it's got a release date too, right?
Really?
Or
I
did
don't know.
I? Was it?
Yeah, but that's like one guy doing that, so
I don't
I'm
know
sure.
about that.
Well, I'm sure he's got some kind of help now, but it's still a small studio. He's not going to be able to like pump this out anytime soon, unless he's still, as you said before, he wants to have multiplayer on PC, which means Steam, before he does the Nintendo stuff. And I don't see the multiplayer on Steam, so I think we've got quite a while to
I think
wait.
multiplayer might get me back into that game too.
Really?
Yeah, I got a little bored playing it by myself. Kind of
Huh.
want to play it with a friend, see what happens.
Yeah, it'd be interesting at least.
Someone water my crops for me, thank you.
No.
No, like Minecraft, it'll be good.
Still no
See-
word on Virtual Console, by the way.
What's up
yeah,
with
or any
Oh, go
internet
ahead.
apps? No, Mo mentioned Virtual Console, and I thought of like Netflix and stuff, which and just their internet
Yeah.
service thing, right? I mean, they're not going to implement anything until next year. They're not going to charge people for it until early 2018, from what I remember. But still, a little bit of information would have been
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
They did that 9-hour maintenance a couple nights ago, and I was sure they were prepping like the Switch for themes and different colored backgrounds or something, and just so far nothing.
I really thought it would be the focus of E3. I thought it would be a major part of it at least. They'd be selling it to us, we need your $20 a year or whatever. But
Yeah. Well, I guess maybe I don't know. This would be the year, but they're Nintendo. They can do a direct anytime they want. They can just pull the trigger at a moment's notice and say, "Here's some more information for you." So I think they look at it as a whole year, and this is just kind of a little highlight.
I think
Right.
maybe they're waiting till closer to having it be done before they
I
start
think
talking about it more.
I think they're waiting until they know what they're going to do.
Yeah. You do get that feeling, don't you? They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they never tell us anything.
Well, I think they changed course. Like, do you remember when Zelda got delayed? They said we discovered a new gameplay mechanic that's going to change the game, so they needed more time. I think that new gameplay mechanic was putting it onto the Switch. So, so now they probably need. I think they just changed again since Reggie had said it was going to be one game a month, and now they're talking about kind of like a Netflix style. So they're probably having to change everything midstream and restructure for that. But you would think that wouldn't be so hard.
Yeah.
So what's up with Pokemon?
that's right. We got that quick announcement that Pokemon Switch is going to happen someday.
Coliseum.
I would love a Coliseum game. I would eat that up.
It's like
And,
damage
I
control.
want my Pokemon Puzzle League, but I'd like if it was if I could play with someone over Wi-Fi instead of local. I love playing that game on the N64 with my friends, but I'd like to be able to play it with someone online.
That'll be the question, I guess, is if it ends up being a mainline Pokemon or not.
Yeah.
I think T hit it on the head there with it was damage control, which I think is what Metroid Prime 4 was as well.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
definitely felt like damage control. Like they were just saying, "We hear you, shut up."
yeah, I can see that.
You want Metroid? Got it.
You're not happy with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Well, just hang in there. We're working on something.
It was a bit of a letdown with that direct that they did for the Pokemon because I think everybody was expecting. They were like, "Ooh, they're doing a direct. Something big's happening." And they're like, "Yeah, we're just porting some stuff and kind of doing some stuff and re-releasing some stuff."
I think I literally know one person who saw that direct or heard the information from it and was excited. It just didn't do
I
it for
mean,
me.
people who didn't have a Wii U that are into fighting games will probably like it. I don't really know who the Sun and Moon Ultra Super Duper Deluxe whatever.
Yeah, I really think that's just going after, the kids, people that's going to buy it regardless. I think that's what they're banking on there.
I want a new Pokemon. I'm not down with the island trials. I want the gyms back. It's weird. So I'm not gonna get Ultra.
I'm thinking it may be the first one I skip.
I
Maybe-
skipped. I bought White and then I traded it. Or I sold it and then I skipped Black and White also. Black and White number 2.
Yeah. It'll be the first game I've skipped since the original Gold and Silver, which
Wow.
was my first game. So,
Did you at least play the remakes? Heart Gold or Soul Silver?
oh, I played the remakes. I have the originals as well. That was my first game. So I guess I
Those
should
were
say.
good. Yeah, the remakes were excellent.
Are you getting the Virtual Console? What was it? Is it Diamond?
No, it was Gold and Silver.
Yeah, it's Gold and
not
Silver.
I'm not quite that dedicated of a fan.
Like who's the guy or gal around that's got the Pokebank that they're paying for?
I have that. What?
Do you have like red and
I
blue
needed
on the Virtual Console?
Yeah, I have those. Yellow's the one I play though. That's my jam. That's why whenever I got all the other Pokemon games, I was like, why the heck aren't my Pokemon following me around? What is this? And then I got Heart Gold and Soul. Well, I got Heart Gold and Joe got Soul Silver, and I was they literally redid every single sprite so that it could follow you and interact with you, and I am obsessed with that one. But the only reason I got the Pokemon Bank was to transfer my Meow Sticks over to Moon because they don't let you have them. And the bank's pretty cool. I can dig it.
And that's an annual fee too, right?
It's like $5 a year.
That's not bad. Do they let you transfer your Pokemon back into the bank after you've moved them to a game?
Yeah, you can put any Pokemon from any game into the bank. So if you trade a Pokemon, I don't know if you could put it back. I'm gonna try that right now. I'm pretty sure you can.
I think so. If it sounds like if you can move them from any game into the bank and then from the bank to a different game, then you should be able to reverse it. Well, maybe not necessarily back into its original game, but at least back into the bank.
Yes.
I don't think you can go. Take a Moon Pokemon and send it back to like Heart
It has
Gold
to
or
go
Soul
from
Silver.
No.
Yeah.
Or even up until like a certain threshold. So like if you have a Pokemon from Blue or Red that you transfer into Moon, you can transfer it back to the bank, but not back into Red or Blue.
Right.
Maybe. I may have misread that somewhere, but that's what I remember.
So that's their first annual paid subscription.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's not a bad one for their first. I don't mind it.
I downloaded it for free just for the Club Nintendo points.
Baller.
I'm pretty sure I did too.
They had something else too. Shoot, I forgot.
Pokédex?
No, it wasn't Pokemon related. But they charged a fee, or they were planning to, but they never got around to it. I still have an account with that software. Let me double check.
That's a mystery. I don't know what you're talking about.
Was it one of the art programs?
Yeah, it may have been.
Flipnote, maybe?
Yes, that was it. You know what I'm talking about then.
Right.
They never mentioned it again, but you could still sign up, or you could transfer your old account to the new one.
That was for 3DS?
I believe so, yeah. It was originally on
Crazy.
DS, and they had like an annual fee, but
Right.
then they mentioned it again when they brought it to the 3DS. But I don't think you can upload flip notes anymore, right?
No. I don't think
So
there's
they-
any
I don't know
change
what's
there.
going on with that. It's like they released it and then I just don't think anyone ever used it for 3DS.
No, you used to be able to share stuff, like upload them, kind of like that Colors 3D program. I don't know if you guys
Right.
ever downloaded it or used it, but it's really cool. But you'd set up an account and you could upload your art. You can actually upload, you could watch the creation process essentially from beginning to end, how somebody drew something, picture or whatever. So that was cool. I guess they just
Like
never did that.
Swapdoodle.
Yeah, exactly. But they never did that for Flipnote. studios, so I guess I
Did-
just forgot about it.
Well, didn't Flipnote fall under that? We got to protect all the children in the world.
Yeah, something
Nintendo policy.
happened.
Yeah, I heard the deets on that. It's inappropriate, but it's also not Nintendo's responsibility, and they decided to take it as such. And after that died down, they decided to bring it back with a different name. I'm glad it's back, but
Well,
I
it's
mean-
not exactly the same though. It's like it's got different stuff, but like you can't send pictures, or could you send? I think you could send audio too, couldn't you? In SwapNote,
I think that
I
was
think I
the
sent a
issue.
few Banjo tunes.
Yeah, now you gotta pay for everything.
Yeah.
Extra stationery, extra colors. Before you could unlock them either just by writing notes or by using play coins, if I remember right.
Yeah, I used to love trading wallpaper and swap notes, like trying to get all the wallpapers,
Yes,
Mhm.
that was great.
stationaries, I guess.
I have so many good memories of that. I mean, I even have some recordings I found recently on a hard drive of like Christmas greetings from people. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
Oh.
They should allow you to transfer your swap note data to Swapdoodle.
Ooh, yeah.
That'll never happen.
Nope.
We could get a really weird petition going.
I actually think it's kind of cool they added in some drawing lessons though. They like mixed Art Academy with
Oh, yeah.
Swapdoodle.
That
I think
was
that's kind
cool.
of cool.
Or it
So
is.
when your cool friend like T draws something all super elaborate, you can be like, I traced this for you.
Yes, exactly.
Well, that's my
I had
skill level too, Mo. So.
I had to ask a girl if she was tracing things because watching her draw, there wasn't a single moment where she lifted up the pen. I was like, you have to be tracing, but she said she wasn't. I was like, all right then.
Will the death of Miiverse be like the death of an art movement? Because there are so many like amazingly beautiful things that look like they took forever that we're just going to lose when that goes away.
If they get rid of Miiverse, I'm gonna be really upset. I hope they don't do that.
I feel like Nintendo is selling part of their soul there. I mean,
we got our Miitoma. We got our Miis are literally a big deal for all of our games. If they get rid of Miiverse, bad things will happen to them from me. Words will be said.
Well, it's bound to go down eventually.
No.
And it's not there, or it's no longer there on the Switch, right? So eventually.
Really,
I
it's
don't know.
not. You can't upload games from your Switch to the Miiverse. Really?
No, they got rid of. They said they're phasing Miiverse out. They're done with it. When the 3DS dies, so dies Miiverse.
When the
Right.
3DS dies, they're gonna go bankrupt and shut down.
I really think when we get the new online features, I think when those come into play and you're made to play on your smartphone to talk to friends, I think Miiverse will be taken out silently at that time.
Yeah. I
I
think it
just
got
like
to be
that
too
it's
much trouble.
Exactly.
I'll have to go collect all of my photos off of there.
Yeah, I have to save my art.
Yeah.
I'll have to try to
Well,
forget
you
what I
guys.
draw.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Now I'm all kind of bummed out.
I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean it.
Let's
There's
move
still
on to
time. You can write a letter to Reggie.
happier topics.
Oh, they don't care. I tweet them so many things. They're like, whatever.
Yeah, at least they
They'll
haven't
do that.
blocked
They'll
you.
do that thing you said they did with Pokemon. Like, here, shut up. There, pretend
Yeah.
you see what you want.
Yeah. Well, yeah, with Metroid. Yeah, they're just trying to. I mean, Reggie says a billion times, "We hear you. We look on the forums, blah blah." So that was just their way of being like, "Yep, we got it." Complain about a new game.
Instead of like worrying about deleting old programs like Miiverse and SwapNote, how about they get a new backbone for
Snaps.
their hardware and new servers?
Yeah, we'll see what they do.
We see what happens.
But that's gonna be a sad time for art. There's a lot of cool little apps and stuff on the 3DS too that don't really go anywhere else. Like there's a voice chat app you can buy on the 3DS that I don't think anyone ever did. The Korg stuff, God, I would love to have that Korg stuff on Switch or even Wii U.
It might happen. You never know.
So far, they're not doing apps apparently, so I guess we'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
that's true.
But overall, I don't know. It was okay. I guess we'll see what the next few days brings.
I mean, I like being able to post a screenshot of what I'm doing in game from the game without having to like take a picture on my phone or anything like that. I don't know how
Well, you can post to Twitter and Facebook. So it's like, I post to Twitter all day long with stupid stuff that nobody
I
cares
just have
about.
it under my own little Animal Crossing category, or we can go to Nintendo Zelda category and post there. You know what I mean? It's just kind of organized. But if
Yeah.
they want to ditch that, I don't know.
I think maybe one thing they need to do for the Switch too is add folders for the photos, for Christ's sake.
That would be nice.
I think
Can someone,
Go
someone
ahead.
confirm this for me? When you turn on your Switch menu, when you open up your Switch, and you're making a Mii or whatever, is it just completely quiet with no music?
Yes.
Wow.
There's no music of any kind for it. I think the very first time you turn it on, it shows the Switch logo and it makes the finger snap noise, and then you're pretty much in the quiet for the rest of the time.
That's so weird.
And you have to hunt really for the Mii if you want to make a Mii, because this isn't one of those systems where you log on and it says, "Hey, make your Mii." Like the Mii is hidden in a menu on this one. They're really moving the Mii to the background as well.
Which I think is very surprising. I mean, they've worked so hard.
Sounds too much like Wii, which sounds too much like Wii U.
Speaking of Wii U, I thought it was pretty interesting today. For those who haven't seen it, there's an E3 sale going on. It's all for, I think, all downloadable content. So,
yeah.
But there were some Wii U games in there, if I'm not mistaken.
I bought one of them.
Yeah. What'd you get?
I got the NES Remix pack.
Yeah. I bought the second game and have never bought the first one, but I thoroughly enjoyed it for like a week.
Nice. I'll just add it to my back. I do have it on 3DS. I just wanted the Wii U version because the buttons are small and annoying to hit on the 3DS.
I cleaned up on Punch-Out there.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I think I have both of them on Wii U.
Yeah, the problem with their sales is people like us always pretty much own whatever we want to own because we buy it. If we want it, we just buy it. So when they put stuff on sale, you're like, oh, I could have got that cheaper, and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't see a whole lot that looked like I wanted. And I did notice they separated it into 3DS and new 3DS, which I kind of wonder. I'm hoping Metroid, I would expect, is going to have to be for all 3DSs and not just the new one. It didn't look super graphically spectacular to me. It looked kind of like a polished N64 game. I think when it's a big title like that, they make it compatible with the other one, with both of the versions. And they also haven't really pimped that 2DS a whole bunch yet.
No, they didn't mention it at. Well, Reggie did once today.
But he didn't mention it in the spotlight though, did he?
No, he didn't. That was just.
I don't really feel like it's even a new console. They just took a console and took a feature away. I don't really know.
They were really proud of it for like a week.
Yeah, they're dorks. I don't know what to say about that.
I found out nobody cares. I think that's what it is.
With their weird black and blue candy cane design.
I mean, it's as simple as turn the 3D slider off. I actually had a few people on Twitter say, "Oh, I'm so mad. I got a 3DS because this one's $50 less." It's like, no.
3D screens might be getting harder and harder to find because there's not a whole lot of people probably using that size of a 3D screen these days. So that's something to consider too. Parts might just be getting low.
That's a good point.
Yeah, true.
Just like how the Switch needs a chip, so they can't get it, and they can't get any Switches out in the market. It's Apple's fault.
Blame Apple for everything.
Yes, the dark side of the Force.
Them and their blood diamond computer chips.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Oh well.
Yeah, I mean, I guess overall, I want to say I'm like maybe 60%, 60-40 on the E3, 60% positive, 40% negative. when it first turned on, I was actually kind of excited just seeing, some of the titles that have always been there. It's just kind of like when you're a little kid, like, yay, Kirby, yay, Yoshi, yay, and then it's like, okay, then I was kind of done with
Yeah.
it.
It's always special when it first starts. It's unlimited possibility.
It's
and
literally
then-
nostalgia at this point, I believe,
Yeah.
for me. So
And like, I can't even decide if I really want something new or a sequel to a really good game that's an actual sequel and not just, I don't know how to
rehash.
explain it. I guess a rehash, yeah, or like the same game but in a different style.
yeah, I don't
A
really know
little bit
what.
of both
Yeah.
works, but this year, for whatever reason, I think what I was mostly expecting, the things that I thought were the most obvious that Nintendo should have hit upon were like mobile. I'm curious about Animal Crossing. I'm curious about Zelda or whatever else they've got that they're working on. No mention of that.
They might be
No
spending
mention.
Treehouse time with mobile. I would think they'd have to, at least when they get towards. If they're doing 8 hours a day, that's a lot of time to
Yeah.
fill.
I mean,
But
it's fine. I expect them to just spend time with the 3DS, and that's okay too. But at least to touch upon something like, yeah, here's what this looks like. Here's a screenshot, just like with Fire Emblem before they released it. And Animal Crossing, I'm still a little bitter about that.
There's
But
still hope.
everything else,
One thing I was really shocked about was no Smash. I thought that was, a given, but apparently not.
sorry, what
Yeah,
was that?
everyone was expecting that. Yeah,
I was just saying, I was surprised that we didn't get any Smash this time.
yeah.
I thought they were writing that let's move every Wii U game to the Switch.
I wasn't
That would
surprised
fit
at
in
all.
February too.
I would actually be surprised if they did make a Smash right away. I mean, they're
Well, just
Yeah.
the same Smash as the Wii U has, like Smash 4.
just port
They'll
it
have to
over.
add
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah,
Just
I
like they
can
did with
kinda see
Mario
that.
Kart. It's not a new game.
Right. Well, it's got a little bit of update. Yeah, but like you said, they just did the Mario Kart, so maybe
They
in
could
the
add the
near future.
Inklings.
Yeah.
And a few other choice characters, and then but they might just be waiting for a time when they need it because they don't really need it right now.
Right. Exactly.
So they'll wait till a big drought hits, but it's coming. Maybe they'll announce it next year. Maybe they'll announce it later this year.
And they love to drag Smash out for years and have Sakurai on there. This is what's coming this week, and just drag it out forever.
Yeah, but with this,
Yeah,
they
I
wouldn't
guess they've
have
got
to.
Splatoon. That's true, unless they're planning on more DLC, which it's been a while since the last set hit, right, for Smash?
Yeah.
I guess they wanted to focus on Splatoon for the summer, maybe over,
Yeah.
Christmas or whatever.
Well,
with
ARMS is
Smash.
supposed to take us until Splatoon, and then Splatoon, I guess, is supposed to take us until Mario.
Yeah,
Arms
I don't really get I'm not into ARMS. I just don't get it, I guess. A lot of people seem to really be into it, and I'm just like not seeing it.
No, I don't get it either.
I'm not
I
seeing
think
how
it's
that's
one of
like
those things when you have really low expectations, and then it turns out to be kind of okay, and there's not much else around. It's a perfect storm.
Yeah, everyone's making it look really good on like the Treehouse and videos and stuff. It's like I'm not. No, but yeah, I guess I can just
That's
see
their
through
job.
that. Yep.
They have
make
to act like
count.
everything's
They
great.
go home at night and
I
shower.
watched a little
cry
Treehouse
to-
tonight, and they were talking about Metroid on the Treehouse. They're like, now for those of you who don't know, Metroid is our sci-fi exploration game, and we're giving the whole thing it's about a really cool girl, and I'm like, okay.
It's been that long since the last Metroid. You never know.
It's been a while.
Because it's the 12-year-old casuals that are watching the E3 Treehouse presentation.
They made it for that. That's what they changed
I
their
know.
audience to
But
10-year-olds.
I think only the hardcore, anybody who's hardcore is anybody who watches after the spotlight.
Mhm.
That
I don't know
continues
who
to
they're
be their
making
problem.
games for.
Yeah. I don't think they know.
Yeah, because you keep thinking they're not a kiddie game company, and then they're like, "Hey, look at how cute this is."
Yeah, well, they do things that bring you back to, hey, maybe they know what they're doing. Every so often they bring adult kind of games, or games that adults like. But then they never seem to fully realize their potential. As far as ARMS goes, I heard Reggie mentioning, "Oh, we think this is going to be great for tournament," and I'm thinking Nintendo can't do real tournament, not real hardcore tournament stuff yet. They don't have the net code for it. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Splatoon, I enjoyed Splatoon a lot, and I'm sure I'll get Splatoon 2. I don't believe that they have, the back end ready for an actual tournament sort of competition mentality. Those players, they aren't going to put up with people dropping out randomly whenever, and
But they can do it local, can't they? If they get enough switches together in the room.
That's how tournaments are held right now, at least the
Yeah.
serious ones.
But I mean, they need to have. How do you get to that point? Are you just going to say, "Oh, we're just going to artificially foster this, tournament
Yeah,
stuff,"
I
or are you
think it
going
would
to have
help.
people who actually, organically grow up from the fan base? And if you're going to do that, you're going to have a decent netcode. You can't just have what they've had before.
Yeah, I think they need to support the existing scene too. That's like a big step in credibility. Is they act like the existing Smash scene and stuff isn't really around.
Right.
They're never, like, just now they're real proud of being a real competitive game company, but like they need to show some love to the people who've been playing their games competitively for years.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a charity event like a couple of years ago that was going to play Smash, and Nintendo threatened to sue them because they didn't have the rights to the game. And then after a big backlash, they went ahead and told them they could do it.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a big black eye on them. And it's like,
Well, that's Nintendo.
it's because it was an event and they were using Smash to advertise the event. And Nintendo's like, hey, we're not associated with this. We're not getting paid. And they're like, it's for charity. And then after everybody berated them on Twitter, they were like, okay, you can play for charity, I guess.
Oh,
So I
man.
think the people who really, I'm not a hardcore competitive player, but I think the people who are kind of have that feeling that Nintendo probably needs to make up with them, or do something to kind of gain
or
some
actually
respect.
acknowledge them, bring them in.
Yeah, well, they tried to do that with the Smash, with the World Championships. I think they had, like, wasn't Hungry Biscuit there, one of those players?
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, they have, but
yeah, they've got a ways to go. But
Yeah.
people are playing Smash, so if they really want to be
absolutely.
taken seriously, just be like, hey, we've got Smash. We know you love playing this competitively. Here it is on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody got any other topics for the night?
Not
I
that
have
I
to
can
s-
think of.
I have to say, from my feelings, as whether this was a success or not, or how happy I was with it, every time they show random people playing ARMS for an extended period of time, my heart breaks a little bit. I'm so tired of seeing ARMS demos. It's the same thing. We've all seen it, and they're going to show it again tomorrow. They've already announced
I'm
it.
just gonna say it's a stupid game. Why? I don't
It's
want to
okay.
see it anymore. I want them to cancel it.
I
It's
think
just-
they're
Luckily, there's
hoping.
light at the end of the tunnel because it comes out on Friday, and then they'll probably never talk about it again.
Yes.
Well, I think they're hoping that they can, recreate this lightning strike that Splatoon was. The Splatoon was unexpected for them, I think, as far as how much success. I'm sure they,
Yeah, it got a lot
hopeful
of
for it,
love really early.
but people really love Splatoon. I really love Splatoon, and considering how few Wii U units were actually sold, there were a lot of people who played that game. I think they're kind of hoping maybe they can recreate that kind of success if they shove ARMS in our face enough times, but it just lacks so much of what made Splatoon interesting. I mean, the aesthetic, the squad mentality, bringing your friends
Stealth.
together. Yeah, all of that kind of stuff was brought together into this one game, and I don't see any of that in ARMS. It may be a nice game, but I don't.
I think it's a decent game, but yeah, Splatoon was something really special, and it's a breath of fresh air that Nintendo doesn't get very often.
Right. Did you guys catch the tournament today?
I missed it.
I missed it as well.
It was entertaining. We got to see some new maps, some new specials, I guess, too. Nothing really unusual there. The matches played like any other tournament matches, but I mean, our team won. USA came out on top over the Japanese team, which everyone thought was gonna completely dominate the tournament.
Yeah.
So that was fun to see.
Well, they didn't have lag on their side this time.
We've never used that excuse before.
No.
No, we haven't.
I still do wonder if they're like, why are all these Americans so slow? But yeah, Splatoon is it's a special thing, and ARMS is okay. I've said before, I think Splatoon coming to the Switch is good because it's just like with Mario Kart 8. It's going to be somebody's first experience with the game, and they're probably going to love it as much as we loved the first one because it's their first time with a Splatoon game. So it's got it's got potential to be successful, but it's one of those things like when you've got a friend who likes the UK office and you like the US one.
Mm-hmm.
Or something of that, you know.
Yeah.
We're like, that's not the real Splatoon.
I'm interested to see what it's going to be like. It shouldn't be alien to us, so.
No, did you do the global test fire?
No.
Oh, see, that's right. You didn't. You know, yeah. It feels very much like the same game. It looks a little bit different and kind of feels a little bit different, but very much it's definitely very much Splatoon. It's really a 1.5 rather than a 2. So I think people will like it who have never played Splatoon before. But if you've been playing it for like over a year solid, like some of us have, it's just more of the same, and you're kind of burned out a little bit.
Sure. Can you tell me anything about? Is there some kind of app integration going on with this that I heard about? I'm not sure what's going on.
The voice chat. They're basically doing a system where you can plug a headphone into your phone and then also plug your headphones into the Switch so that you can do voice chat over an app. So it's basically like Hangouts but Nintendo branded, so that you can play with your friends and have voice chat. But I still don't know if it's just during the lobby or if it's during the entire match or what.
Okay, that sounds
But you can supposedly schedule like playtimes with your friend, like send your friend like a reminder, like, hey, we're going to meet tonight at 8, and this is going to be the stage we're playing, the mode we're playing.
All right.
Just make video games, guys.
Yeah, I don't
like
think
you're
it's
making
gonna
it
be used
really
a lot.
complicated.
Yeah, that did not sound easy at all.
I wonder if they will remove, some of the matchmaking things entirely from the game. If the app will be the only way, you can get 4 people together to play in a squad or meet up with a friend.
No, because some they're going to think of the poor children. Some people's parents aren't going to. Well, okay, let's say some kids just flat out don't have a phone, and that's fine. But some people's parents aren't going to want them to voice chat, so they have to make a way for those people to have a good time too.
That's a good point.
They'll probably see the voice chat as optional for Nintendo. It's just an extra they're giving us.
That's true.
But hopefully they have more games. That's kind of also surprising, is they haven't talked about any other use for this voice chat. So I'm hoping they didn't create this app just for Splatoon.
Yeah,
I hope it doesn't cost any money.
Yeah,
It'll be included in the regular service. I think the app will be free,
Yeah.
but you'll have to subscribe to their net service to be able to use it. So that's their hook. I don't think they realize how little money they're asking.
Better than nothing, I guess.
Yeah, I'm all in favor of it. I think the pricing is great. I think everyone's just going to buy the full. No one's going to buy a month unless they have to, I guess. But I think pretty much everybody else is just going to go in and get the whole year at a time. I would probably pay 2 or 3 years in advance.
Yeah, I do that for PS Plus, and now Xbox's Gold program, which isn't really worth it, but I mean, you can find cards on sale. I wonder if Nintendo will have something similar.
It'll be interesting to see how it happens if they integrate it. Just you pay out of your eShop funds, I would imagine would be an option. So I also wonder, will it be an automatic renewal thing, like where it'll just charge your card every year unless you cancel?
They could have told us today, but no.
Yeah. They're waiting for the big holiday direct where they talk about or actually that seems like it's ripe for January. Because in January they'll have to admit, we told you we were going to talk about it this year, and then they'll say we'll talk about it in 2 months, and then they'll announce it in the March direct. But I'm starting to wonder if now they have set schedules for directs, because it seems like we used to get them every month almost. For a while there was like a heyday where every couple months it seemed like you'd get one, and now it's like it feels like you get 1 or 2 a year that aren't focused on a specific game.
Yeah, they were more frequent now I think about it.
Well, there was a drought after Iwata passed away where we didn't get a direct for like 6 to 8 months or something like that. Just a long period of time. But we had 2 so far this year. And then E3 was the third.
Yeah.
Well, if you count the Switch presentation, that would be. Oh, that's right. That's what. Yeah. You're right.
Still every other month.
Yeah, well, they did a Switch. I guess they did ARMS, and then they did the Pokemon. Right? Was there another one squeezed in there?
That's the only
I
two
don't
I can
remember.
think of.
I think that's
Yeah.
it. But they'll do more throughout the year. I think fall's going to be interesting because that's when it seems like a lot of the third-party titles are going to start hitting. Like I might buy NBA 2K. It's been a while.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking the same thing. It's been a long time since we've had any kind of EA game on any Nintendo platform. I guess probably GameCube era was the last time we had EA Sports.
Yeah, FIFA's coming.
I'm actually thinking right now what I'm planning on buying this year based on what's coming out. Not just from Nintendo, but from Sony, from Microsoft. Microsoft not so much. I'm happy
Yeah.
about their OG Xbox backwards compatibility though. They mentioned Crimson Skies, which is probably the only game I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
But it was the one game that I wanted, that I absolutely wanted.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd be interested in that too.
It was super good.
Mm-hmm. So much time.
Fallout VR though.
Yeah, no VR.
Yeah.
I didn't
Did
get a
Sony officially win this year?
I think so.
I mean, from what I understand, they just had a ton of games.
I gotta say though, the Fallout 4 VR, if we're gonna go off Nintendo a little bit, it looks like that's what people want. You walk around just like you're supposed to walk around. But this Doom VR, where you do the teleport jump stuff in Doom, have you guys seen that?
No, I did not.
No.
I heard about it.
Oh my god! I mean, for a Doom game, that just seems bizarre. I don't understand why anybody would. I mean, of all the games to run around, twitch shooting everything that moves at you, that's one of them. That's one of the games, and to have this weird mechanic where you got to line up where you want to teleport jump to. Wow.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Fallout VR does look good. So if they actually deliver what we want.
Well, that's promising.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At least there's
Horizon's
a lot more to be excited about.
well, Horizon's getting DLC. I still have to actually beat the game. I'm trying to prioritize Nier since it's my copy's borrowed. But I mean, other than that, Rare is working on Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
That's the highlight of my E3, probably outside of what Nintendo announced.
I was excited to see that they're coming out with it. I'm not sure. I really am on board with the direction they're going with it, but it'll be interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
Did they say yet that it's definitely not coming to Switch, or are they still being weird about that?
Well, There's a rumor going around that it'll be Switch exclusive for a year.
Yeah, I don't think that's. I think they would have announced that if that was the case.
Yeah, they would have, but I've heard it from two different places, so I don't know if the rumor, sprouted from the same place, or this is two different sources, or if there's
Yeah, I
nothing
think
behind it.
Nintendo would be really excited about an exclusive for their system that they didn't make.
Yeah, who
Yeah.
knows though?
I can't imagine how that would actually look on a Nintendo console. I mean, the trailer was beautiful, but
Yeah, worse than it would on any other system.
yeah,
But portable.
that's right.
Yeah, it's nice that they're doing some of that stuff. They are starting to get some titles. Even the Wii U, though, when it started, it launched with EA, FIFA, and Madden, and then EA was just like, "See ya." So we'll see how it does. I think it's nice to have sports titles again. I want hockey.
I've been thinking the same thing. Are we going to get the support up front, and then, a few months, are they going to pull out, like with the Wii U again?
At least for right now, there's buzz around a Nintendo system, and it seems to be selling okay. Hopefully, people will still want to buy one when the stock actually gets replenished.
When or if?
Oh, it's a definite if. At some point, they'll have plenty. But yeah, it's going to be a while.
Day after Christmas.
Yeah.
We suddenly found boxes in the back room.
Yeah, I mean, if you're smart, I would say buy one if you see one in a store so you can scalp it at Christmas. Just kidding.
I still have my NES Mini, the classic thing, chilling in its box. Took it out, looked at it, debating whether or not to take it with me or just leave it here.
One of my friends just bought 2 of those last week, and I'm assuming that he bought them from a scalper, and he has hacked them both.
Why 2?
I think he wanted 2 in case he broke one trying to hack it.
That makes sense.
I think it's cheaper to just buy an old NES and all the games that came with it than
No, you know what's really cheap is buy some of these small circuit boards that you can get online.
the Raspberry Pis.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, the Nintendo system did not have a great deal of processing power. These things can easily emulate all of the Nintendo games, all of them. I don't know why anybody would hack one of those things. I mean, to get one of those little things, I wanted one. I tried to get one, but I mean,
I got an emulator on my gaming PC right now for like everything, and I'm afraid to Twitch stream on it because someone's gonna sue me.
yeah. Well, they'll rat you out and go
Yeah.
over your case. You can
You're
still
not
do
allowed
it.
to play games.
Well, you can do it if you have a copy of the game, is my understanding, even if you're playing an emulated version of it. I've seen people play emulated versions. As long as they say, hey, look, I got the physical copy, Twitch at least will leave you alone. I don't know. Nintendo, of course, will sue you, till,
If you look at them wrong.
yeah, if you look at
if you
them
say the
wrong,
name of the game.
you're supposed to give them half your proceeds for making any money at all off of what they did. And I don't know, I don't understand Nintendo's. I love them as a gaming company, but man, their legal department just does not make a whole lot of sense. All this streaming, especially the Twitch streaming, the YouTube streaming now, it's just free advertisement right there. And to try to cut the throat of that, it just doesn't make any sense at all. You don't get any kind of goodwill from your fans. These are your fans. The people that are playing these games online are your fans.
Yeah, because there are people who are risking getting a takedown notice just to put something up, and especially the Wii U, as hurt as the Wii U was, like that's a ton of free promotion because Nintendo wasn't putting any money behind advertising and stuff for it. Like they could have built something out of Super Mario Maker. Or even Smash. Like you weren't allowed to show Smash. Like it doesn't make sense.
Right. I mean, and to see, that's the thing. A lot of the, when you show a little bit of gameplay on E3 or, TreeHouse or whatever you're doing, people just look at it kind of clinically. They just analyze what's going on to see what the game's going to be about. When you watch somebody actually streaming it and having fun and laughing and making fun of the game sometimes or whatever, That's what brings people in and makes them want to buy that game so they can share the experience. And when you try to put an end to that because you're not getting $5 out of these people, just asinine.
People do
Yeah.
not like
Yeah.
game companies do not like Twitch right now.
A lot of them do. Nintendo does not, but a lot of them have figured it out. And a lot of these Twitch streamers, they get free games. The
Yeah.
game company, they don't buy if you're a decent sized Twitch streamer, you don't buy games half the time. They understand it's part of their promotion now. You see
Right.
these giant, like Sony doesn't seem to understand it. Microsoft doesn't seem to understand it. But the people who actually make the games, they go. I constantly see developers go into these channels of these bigger streamers, and they say, "Hey, here's a free game. Just play it on." They might have a little bit of a. They may, not allow you to go past a certain point in the game, but they at least they really push getting that game out there and having everybody see it. They understand that that's what sells the game. So
I think it's important for Nintendo to control the message that they put out there, so they don't want anyone saying anything that they didn't
Right.
approve first. Kind of.
Exactly. They have way too much of a control freak mentality.
I don't enjoy watching their TreeHouse people play the games. It's not fun. I'd rather watch someone Twitch stream them.
Exactly. I mean, even if the person's good at the game, which is sometimes debatable, but even if the person's good at the game, like I said, you're not watching it the same way as you would your favorite streamer who's cutting jokes and chatting away with everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still
Well-
convinced Koizuma's a Android, and I'm kind of starting to think some of those Treehouse girls are too.
One guy said your mama on one of the streams. I'm pretty sure he got fired. She was
Well-
like, that's sexist, like, because they had to watch their back for Nintendo's.
One of them cussed, I think, during the Switch presentation when they were doing the Treehouse Live stuff on the Switch. I swear I heard one of them drop like I don't know, an SH or something.
Yeah.
They could
like,
probably get away with that stuff now, but
I don't know.
see, that's why I keep clamoring for Nate and Rich, because they're probably some of the more charismatic Treehouse members, and things they say are actually interesting. I don't zone
Yeah.
out as they're playing. But
Hey, also, do you think Bill Trinan has a rash on his face or something? Where's he been?
I don't care, but he should stay there.
I noticed he did some. I think he was in the direct or the spotlight. I think he did some for the Pokemon. I think he did the translation on that.
I don't know.
There's another
He
guy that
was,
sounds just like him, so I'm not sure.
during the
Yeah, he's
Ubisoft
kind of one of their guys.
presentation, I just remember during the Ubisoft presentation, right, when they were showing Rabbids, he was translating for Miyamoto.
Yeah, that's kind of his job, or I think that was his first job, was being Miyamoto's translator.
Hmm.
He's hip. He's cool. I found his Twitter the other night, and it really is boring.
Yeah.
Whose Twitter?
Trinan.
Yeah, I used to follow him, and then I quit following him.
Yeah, I silenced him.
Just like every other woman in his life.
Ha.
While we're talking about Nintendo personalities, who was the guy in the spotlight? Kind of looked like he had a comb over going on. Does anybody know who that was?
Okay, apparently he might be a candidate for Nintendo's next president after Kimishima. I don't know. People who know these folks way better than I do, have been tracking them for a while, said that he was a candidate apparently at one point. I don't know this guy. I've never seen him before.
Nintendo seems to have no shortage of people who have been with the company for over 20 years that you might have heard the name or seen it on a Wikipedia page, but every now and then they're starting to kind of dust them off and bring them to the forefront.
Koizumi still kind of came out of nowhere though, and now he's everywhere. Everyone knows who he is.
He was created in a lab.
Probably. It's a robot like everyone else. They're slowly replacing all of their team members with robots.
They're probably going to have to if they don't come up with something new quick.
Yeah, the Switch is fine. It'll last about 3 years.
That's kind of how I feel. I was thinking that today. I said, I feel like the Switch would only last about 3 years. And then I'm like, well, that's really short.
Well, the Wii U is what, 4 years old now? 5 maybe?
Yeah, but that was a not successful system. It's like,
Well, the 3DS, on the other hand.
I
No,
feel like
DS was
the more successful it is, the longer it'll be around.
true, but even successful consoles only really last 4 years. If you look at Sony, Microsoft.
Because
Yeah.
how quick technology upgrades, they gotta make new hardware.
Well, for them, yeah, they care about that stuff. But with Nintendo, they seem to just kind of roll with the punches, I guess.
Yeah.
The DS was
Oh.
8, 9 years old. Or it lasted 8 or 9 years.
Something like that.
Yeah, some ridiculous amount, like 2 console cycles.
I guess it seemed longer when I was a kid, and from like the NES to the Super NES. It was just an exciting part of my life because I was a kid and I was getting older, so it seemed like it was a long time, but it probably wasn't that long either.
Mm-mm.
Well, we weren't following, news like we do now. It wasn't available. You read Nintendo Power,
Yeah.
and that was it.
You got a screenshot and a little blurb on the back of the box eventually. I guess this is better than that. At least we get something. Although we couldn't even get a screenshot
Of
of
Metroid.
Prime. Like that's like when you did see that, when you'd see those teases in Nintendo Power, they'd have like a full page and it would be something lame like that, like the number 4. I was like, is this a new Fantastic Four game?
I remember those.
There is no point in showing that. But yeah,
It sends a message, that's all.
they needed
I'm wondering who's
filler
making
space.
it, though, because it's not retro this time.
Yeah, has Retro still hasn't said what they're making, have they?
No, I'm thinking it might be a third Donkey Kong Country Returns game.
That's what I wondered. Although I've heard people say they love Tropical Freeze. I haven't played it yet, but I've heard that would be another one ripe for their Wii U remaster series.
Oh, it was good. I'd play through it again. I hated the first game, but I loved Tropical Freeze for whatever reason. They tweaked some things.
Well, that's upsetting because I also don't like the first game and thought those games were just not for me.
No, if you get the chance to play Tropical Freeze, I've already convinced someone else to play it, and they seem to like it, and they hated the first one.
Well, I think it's like, what is it? Is that one of the $20 ones now too?
It
I
might
think.
be. Let me check.
So who knows? Might even be on. No, it's not on sale. They're doing
I
their big sale.
think I have it digitally. Otherwise, I'd offer to just send you my copy.
Wouldn't do me any good. My disc doesn't work.
Yeah, you're right.
Drats.
Oh well.
Well, the next Donkey Kong has to be set in New Donk City, right?
Oh, of course.
We'll see. I think we'll see shirts before we see the new game, but there's got to be new. Just like they grabbed onto the Luigi Death Stare. They're obviously going to embrace New Donk City. They're just so happy that somebody on social media is talking about them in a meme way.
No, they have emphasized that memes are the priority for Nintendo.
They picked the right guys.
I sure did.
Happy
Google.
E3, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy E3.
Yep. Happy
Here's
E3.
hoping we get something from Monster Games. I was looking through Tropical
Oh,
Freeze's developer list.
I love how happy we all sound when we say happy E3 to everyone.
Happy E3.
Hey, I'm still
Well-
excited. I'll keep the hope alive.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Rekindle my interest in some of the stuff that I don't care. I just want a good racing game.
I'm gonna get some of these games on sale today. There's a lot.
I think I have most of the ones I want. That's depressing. Oh well.
It'll be fine.
Will it?
I like how G-Chat's like, shut up already.
Yeah, well.
Kicked me out.
Yeah.
But,
Is this all that there is? There's the NES remix.
are you looking at the sale?
Yeah, I think like I said, I think I have pretty much everything I really, really wanted. Maybe not on a Nintendo system, but
WarioWare, Smooth Moves, might be.
I don't have that.
Too.
Is it?
I guess James mentioned it earlier today, and I was like, I liked Game and Wario enough, but I opted to pass this time.
I've had enough WarioWare to last me for many years, I think.
Yeah.
Well, now that they've kind of gone away from the touch screen emphasis, they have to bring it back to its roots, I guess.
That's a good point. You know, it'll have something to do with the Joy-Cons.
And farting.
Cow milking.
Oh my god, yeah, I was gonna bring that up from yesterday. I was like, I'll bring that up another time. We will have an entire podcast on how weird that game is and how I disapprove.
Or we can just pretend it doesn't exist and
That's
never
probably
mention
better.
it again.
That's probably the better.
I will rant
choice.
first, and then we'll pretend it doesn't exist. I need
Well,
to
when
tell
we were
Nintendo.
talking yesterday about how they don't do their events anymore, their live events, I mean, the cow milking game is a prime example of why they don't do their live events.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you. I was just sitting there watching these guys on TV. I was like, come on. You have to. You can't seriously tell me you did not see that. You did
I'm
not
surprised
think
that
at all.
there's also a shake the champagne bottle game that hasn't gotten as much love.
God damn it. What is wrong with these people? Bored much? I mean, how about you make some real games? You know?
No, you gotta
More.
have that HD rumble. You gotta know how many ice cubes you're holding.
Oh God.
Oh my god, are you
See,
serious?
That's
Yeah.
the only reason I would ever get 1-2 Switch. I still have not even played it. And I almost want to get it just to be like, could HD Rumble really be something?
I want to get it to make a bunch of jokes about inappropriate things on YouTube. Word. So yeah. I don't know. I'm pretty burnt
There's-
out on E3 right now.
The TreeHouse still has time to play 1-2 Switch. We'll see. Like I said, they got a lot of time to burn.
Yeah, we still got a few more days of this, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It'll all be spent watching TreeHouse play ARMS.
Yeah.
I think there are tournaments tomorrow. I'm skipping that entirely and just focusing on Twitter. Any important announcements will show up there anyway.
Yeah.
Is there any chance of hearing something about the Monster Hunter Double Cross coming over?
No. So, from
Hmm.
my understanding, based on somebody in the thread who has ties to Capcom or whatever, he's like, Capcom's not considering bringing Double Cross to the West as of right now. They haven't talked
really?
about it. I'm like, yeah, half the game is, or most of the game is already localized, but I'm guessing they're focusing on World for now,
Yeah.
and then they'll release Double Cross sometime next year if they decide to release it.
But
Wasn't
since
that-
it's region free, you can always make a Japanese account and buy the Japanese version.
That's true.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, isn't World supposed to come out in 18, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know what's going on there. So apparently there's been like internal strife between teams at Capcom. No one knows what to do, what's going on, because Sony like bought and paid for World, but
hmm
it's also coming out on Xbox and PC, so I don't know how much truth that
Yeah.
rumor has. But apparently
Yeah,
yes,
it's
they're
coming
gonna-
out in the future on PC. I think that's going to be one of those deals where it comes out on console and then like almost a year later it comes out on PC or something ridiculous, and everybody's like, "Well, why did you bother?" You know?
Yeah, well, who knows? Because the Xbox One and the PS4 are already outdated, right? With Scorpio, the Xbox X, and the whatever PS5, 4.5 at this point, the Pro.
Bro,
So I don't know. PC will probably be the definitive version, but who knows? They could
No, I
announce
think
Monster
I'm
Hunter
really
5.
sure that like the PlayStation version is going to be what they consider the definitive version. I think that Sony's just they're bringing them back to the PlayStation, And I mean, it's coming out with exclusive content for just the PlayStation, which isn't a big seller for most of us. However, it does show that they're focusing more on that company, in my opinion. And like I said, a PC version would be great,
Mhm.
and if it was coming out at the same time, wonderful. But it's not going to. I think it's going to be sort of like GTA 5, where they come out with the console version, and then much later than anybody really wanted, it came out on PC. Sure, it's still sold, but that's because it was GTA.
Right.
Yeah, I think Monster Hunter has a huge possibility to be a great game for cross-platform. Like that would, I mean, it would be
Well,
awesome to be able to
they
bring
already-
everybody together.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
already confirmed it's not. So I don't
Right.
know. I don't know what they're dealing with here. So PS4 players can only play with other PS4 players, and that's it.
So which version are you getting?
Yeah, probably the PS4 version if I end up getting
Okay.
it at all. But again, the fan base seems torn because we haven't seen any footage of the combat. Like that's why I play Monster Hunter, right? I mean, everything else is a lot of fun
Right.
too.
I was a
but
little bit. I was a little concerned about that. They show cutscene after cutscene of guys running away. I'm like, I don't run away from the monsters. Spend most of the time
Yeah.
chasing after these damn things.
Well, they have to run away to show you what the whole monster looks like.
Yeah,
I
I
want
guess
to
so.
play with
Close enough.
Steve now.
Steve's good. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, Steve.
I think that the PS4 is going to be the version. I was happy to see it. I'm going to get it on PS4, especially if it's not going to be cross-platform. I don't see it really doing that. I mean, here's the thing: PC is mostly the West, as far as gaming goes. Yeah, also, Microsoft doesn't sell anything in Japan, does it?
No.
No. So those things aren't going to matter. It's going to be the PlayStation. That's what's going to sell it. That's what they're going to focus on because that's where the vast majority, I hope it does really well here, has the potential to do a lot better than it has. I think Monster Hunter's been, gaining ground in the West,
Mhm.
but it's going to be still mostly focused on, their core market, which is in Japan. So, and they play PlayStation, period.
Yeah, I'll get it for PS4 too. I like my PS4. I need some more reasons to play it. I don't have enough games on it.
I guess if you guys are getting it, I'll get it too.
You have to.
I'm torn again until I see actual footage because there's a lot of gathering going on, a lot of weird environmental
That's
interactions.
Monster Hunter. You know that. That's
I
what
know
you did
that,
in the beginning.
But that's not something I want to see when you introduce
True,
a
sure.
brand new HD next gen Monster Hunter. I don't. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they showed the grappling hook. I think they showed a little bit of the different mechanics. That was interesting. But yeah, I definitely
No
want to
combat,
see.
like nothing.
Right. I know.
None of the other
I agree.
weapons. But hey, I mean, based on what people were saying, we're getting all 14 weapons back, and
That's
some
good.
behind closed doors footage showed some actual fighting and whatnot.
I didn't
so,
see any palicos. I'm a little concerned about that.
No, you can't hunt as a palico or feline, but they're there.
No,
They're
I
the
mean,
mascots.
yeah, I would still like to get that. I didn't really expect them to, keep that going, even though I would have liked it. But I got
You
to
never
have
know.
my gun.
Again, the other part of the rumor is that Switch will be getting a Monster Hunter. They're working on it. It's a continuation of Generations, a continuation of 4.
Mhm.
So it's just a matter of time, I guess. But
We shall
we'll see. Yeah.
Capcom is kind of seem to be shying away from Nintendo. I think we mentioned this before too with some of their games. So I don't know how much they're really going to support Nintendo this time.
Well, Monster Hunter was dying. I'll say it was dying on PSP and Vita. It wasn't selling gangbusters like it did prior. And being on a Nintendo console, the portable thing that it was, really revitalized the series. And it really gained traction in the West on a Nintendo console. So I don't see Capcom really giving up on Nintendo necessarily. Maybe Nintendo's the one here saying, actually, we don't really need you guys anymore. Who knows?
I can't see that. I mean, that's just.
I can't either. But again, based on the rumors that I've been hearing or reading about how there's kind of a tense relationship between the two now. Who knows?
A tense relationship with Nintendo?
I
That's
know, hard to
impossible.
believe, but whatever. World is a thing. It's coming out. Hopefully, it'll be fun. Something new to play. Our older Monster Hunters aren't leaving. We still have to go back and play for you.
Yep.
At some point. But anyway, enough about
You
Monster
can
Hunter.
play Xenoblade too.
Yeah.
I didn't even play the first one. I have some collector's edition thing. I tried it. I don't
You're
know.
like, nah, I'm good.
I started it.
And I was like, wow, this is every anime I see now, and I don't really
And it's
care.
really overwhelming. Like, hey, here's this town. Go talk to 1,700 NPCs.
Wow.
No, I'm good.
I have to say, the Treehouse portion I thought was boring. I don't think it was
Yeah.
Rich that was playing it, but it was getting pretty dull.
Last E3 was a little more interesting E3 than this one. Like, come on. The Treehouse.
Yeah, they only had one game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think we'll get footage of Monopoly?
Shit,
We
I
can
mean,
always
I've
hope.
never seen that game. I certainly hope so. I mean,
And it's
one of the
coming.
highlights of E3 in the past 10 years.
I'm hoping they announce Battleship either this year or next year.
Battleship A.
That's my jam. Yeah, we don't see those either. They haven't
I
talked
need-
about Namco Museum either.
Oh, dude, Toy Pop on the PS2, or it was on the PS1. Toy Pop. I played that with my little cousins for hours.
Toy Pop.
Yeah, it was out in the Namco Museum. There was a few games. One of them was Toy Pop.
Wow.
It's
Hmm.
baller. Anyway,
Well, this has Pac-Man and Ms. Pac-Man and Galaga, and the same games you've already probably got somewhere, even if you
I
don't
can
know
go
it.
play that at my dentist office right now. Seriously.
You got a rad dentist.
I don't know.
Yeah. My
When I was
dentist used to have an Atari 2600 back when I was a kid, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, my dentist
That
had a
was
little arcade, little flat table or something you could play
Mhm.
Pac-Man on. But I was gonna say though, I really
Golf
need
magazines.
something. I haven't had anything that makes me want to sit and play on a game console in front of a TV in years. I really haven't. Even Zelda, like Skyward Sword, I didn't even get past like, I don't know, 2 hours of the game. So I haven't had, like, if someone's like, hey, you want to play 3DS? I'm like, sure. Hey, you want to play on PC? I'm like, sure. But my PS4 is Netflix. I have like 3 PS4s. My Xboxes are for Halo, and I haven't played those in like since the first month I got them. And my Wii U, other than playing Wind Waker with Cooper, it's just I don't have. There's not a lot of anything that makes me want to actually play my game consoles.
Buy Breath of the Wild.
Splatoon.
I have it sitting here. I mean, that's what 2 games we got now. You know,
Splatoon is actually really good. It will get you in.
Well, I'm gonna get the.
If you have friends. If you don't have friends, you'll still have fun for a while, but it'll get kind of frustrating because you're not going to win much unless you have friends going win with you.
Yeah, but then again, it feels like just the same as always. I buy a console for 1 to 2 games.
Well, that's.
I'm just
gaming.
not. I don't know. I'm just not. I need a little bit more for consoles for me to.
I think you're spoiled on PC just like I am. We're used to like having an infinite more games than we can realistically play within the remainder of our lifetime.
And one application where we could just click and be with each other whenever we want.
I don't understand why these game companies don't just honestly look at Steam and say, this is what we should be doing. Just bring it to our console. Take all the stuff that Steam is basically doing. Steam is just, they have a giant bulldozer shoveling money into Gabe Newell's mouth, basically, at this point. They don't do anything. They don't have to. They've created their infrastructure. They have decent, coding done. Jeez, I don't know. If you had, instead of trying to do Club Nintendo and My Nintendo and, our Nintendo, blah, blah, blah. Every so often they come out with a new kind of Nintendo website, and I'm like, I got to register again for this, garbage. I don't want to do that. I want to. just make one account. That's my Nintendo account. I don't want to ever make another Nintendo account the rest of my life.
I have that on
That's-
Xbox and PS4 right now.
Yeah.
One account. I've
They're-
had it since the beginning.
Yeah,
They're claiming that that's what we've got now.
No.
I sure hope so. But I mean, they've got to.
They're claiming that shortly before they cut off what we're in the middle of using.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we'll have to see what carries over. I'm very interested to see of the Wii U or even 3DS purchases, like what can be carried over, or will they discount?
Nothing.
Or
The only thing you're going to be carrying over is your wallet.
yeah, well, we'll see. Reggie hears us, you know.
Yeah, he
reads
hears
the
us.
forums. He knows what's.
He
hears this in
sees
the
us
middle of-
buying the games again over and over and over again
Yeah.
too, and that's what he's going to keep doing. I would love it if we could do that, and I think honestly, I think this would be a great idea for Nintendo. Go off and have a virtual console where you have your games, you bought them, and it carries over to the next console. Now, the reason I think that would make a good idea is then when they come out with a new console, you have games to play already. All you have to do is buy the console, and they're games that you're going to play because, well, even though you've played them before, they're going to be your favorites, the things you've played, a million times just when you're bored or for nostalgia or whatever. And plus, you'll be able to see how it looks on the new console. And that'll be a good way to judge how, the new console works out and stuff like that.
Yeah, I talked a little bit last night about how they need apps or something just to keep you engaged with the console, because there's no real reason to be playing it once you finished the few games that are there.
Right. That's what happened to me with the Wii U. I bought the Wii U early on, and I had that Lego City game where you're a police officer, and it was a decent game. But after that, I could have just stuck that Wii U in the box until I got Splatoon.
me and Cooper both got the Wii U on launch day, and this is the first time where I'm really feeling it. I'm like, I'm gonna wait on the Switch. And I actually am waiting on the Switch, which I never do. I'm like, oh, I'll wait this time. I learned my lesson. No, the Wii U. Yeah, it was like, haha, you spent money on me, so I'm just gonna wait. I can wait. I can do it. It's really hard.
Still love it.
Yeah. I'll get it. I just want to wait until it's gonna be useful to me.
Right. I'm waiting until
2 years.
basically Splatoon comes out, and then I'll definitely get it.
Yeah, this is pretty much this summer, maybe the fall, because I'll be getting back from PAX and I'll be broke. But I want to get it about when Splatoon comes out, because then at least Cooper can be like, I don't care, play your Switch. I'll be like, fine, and then I'll play.
When have you ever listened to me about playing games?
I don't know.
Yeah, never.
Maybe
Maybe too wrapped
because
up in
I
Hey
spend money.
Pikmin to even do it.
Maybe because I spent money on this, I'll be like, fine, I'll listen to you.
Okay, that's the my in then. I was just like, you spent so much money on this damn thing.
You got me to play Monster Hunter, dude, and I was not happy with that menu at all.
You weren't happy with the game for a long time until we
I wasn't
finally
happy with
got
my until I got that bone armor.
That's the only reason you played.
Well, also switching the menu helped a ton when you showed me how to do that. Then I was like, okay, I can actually do things.
The bottom screen where you can switch your stuff around. Yeah, that
I
makes
can actually
a difference.
move and put things in and press buttons now and have it do things that I know what it's gonna do. That was a huge part. It's like, well, not only does my character look stupid, I also can't play at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a common complaint. I try to get another friend into it, and she's like, "How do I move the camera? I don't understand. Use the camera." I'm like, "Use the D-pad, or you can put it on your bottom screen, or use the little nub."
Yeah.
She's like, "Well, I'm not using
Too many options.
Yeah, you can. It's just you gotta dig a little.
When I play with Cooper and you, I actually have a really good time.
Mhm.
Yeah, see, you
30
need other
minutes
people
in.
to.
Yeah,
Really
30 minutes
enjoy the
in,
game.
Joe's like, hey, we do the guinea pigs. I'm like, God, no, I'm actually having fun for 2 seconds.
We should all get together and play again.
Yes, please.
Yeah, try to convince Jason or Jay. Well, try to convince Jay and Mo to join us one day.
Someday.
That's
Well,
what
thanks
she
for having me. It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
thanks
fun.
for
Yeah,
joining.
looking forward to seeing what else is going on this E3.
Mhm.
And
Next
thanks everyone for listening.
Next 2 days should be exciting.
Yeah, we got 2 more days. Maybe that'll mean 2 new games.
Let's hope
Hey, I'll
so.
take it. Better than
I'll
no new
take it.
games.
Alrighty, guys. Thanks for joining us tonight, and we'll check you out next time.
Check you out
Alright.
next time. Bye.
Bye.
Good
See ya.
night.